Mohamed Salah, let's talk about him, because over the weekend there were reports about a demand for £500,000. I think you and I were pretty sceptical about that. Lots of people contacting us saying that's not true. In fact, I think Liverpool sort of briefed that wasn't the case as well over the course of the last couple of days. Even so, his contract does only have 2 years to run. He's already one of the highest earners at Liverpool. What should they do next?
Well, I mean, it's always about what both parties want, not just what one want. But I think some communication at this point is normally about the time when a player who is arguably the most important player, probably him and Van Dijk, I would say, not much between. You don't want him getting to a situation where there's a year left. You don't. There's no point letting that happen. You protect the asset, and why wouldn't you protect the asset? He's been absolutely phenomenal for Liverpool. He's the top goal scorer every season, and he's vital to what Liverpool are trying to achieve, which is regaining the title. So I would imagine communication would be starting. I'm with you. I don't think he's the type of player or person, who's going to start demanding double what anyone else is earning at the football club. I'd be very surprised if that was the case. Never say never, but I don't see him being that type. He's always been very respectful in the way he's talked about the club and his passion for the club.
They obviously want quite a bit of money, though, don't they? Because his agent, Rami Abbas, caused a bit of a stir last month after he scored on the opening weekend of the season against Norwich City, sent out a tweet saying, "I hope they're watching," which was basically like a barely veiled attempt at sort of trying to draw out Fenway Sports Group. But there's obviously something going on, isn't there?
Well, I think agents do have a habit of doing silly things. I mean, some do, some don't. The best ones don't. You get on with your job and do your negotiating properly and professionally with the people that matter, and not doing stuff on social media. I would despise that if I was a player, when my agent started doing silly things like if I never had it, thankfully. But Salah's performances on the pitch for a prolonged period of time is what puts him in the position to negotiate.
He's 29.
He's 29, and he's, by all accounts, one of the top 2 or 3 paid at the club. If he becomes the top paid player at Liverpool, no problem to me. Deserves it. He's the match winner. He's the superstar at the business end of the pitch. But he's never going to get double what he's earning now, or double what everyone is at. That won't happen at Liverpool. They won't let that happen.
Do Liverpool hold all the cards in a sense, in that he is 29 and he's been fantastic, but ultimately there isn't too many avenues to which he can start to move down? He can't go really to another English club. You wouldn't have thought that was possible.
We talked about this. PSG
is a possibility.
If Mbappe goes next summer, PSG will want to replace Mbappe with a superstar who can score goals.
Yeah.
There's not many better than Salah. He plays off the right.
Does he want to go and play for PSG?
Why?
Do you think?
No, I would hope not. And it's very difficult for me to give perspective on this, because would I ever leave Liverpool to go and PSG? No, because Liverpool's my team. But Liverpool maybe. Mo Salah, in the past, there has been rumours about him talking about wanting to play in Spain. But if you're talking about going to play in Spain to fulfil a childhood dream, it's very different than talking about being greedy and money. I don't know if that's true, but I have read that a few times in the past. But if you look at the financial predicament Madrid and Barcelona are in, for example, would that even be possible? Because they're going to throw all their eggs at Mbappe anyway, aren't they? But they're going to have to
Real
pay.
Madrid are,
yeah,
and Barcelona don't have the money. So the routes
you wouldn't
out
want to go to Barcelona now.
Aren't necessarily there, are they?
No, but look, we might be. I know we're doing it because certain things have come out in the press, but Salah doesn't seem unhappy. He seems, when you watch him play, full of beans, full of energy, full of appetite and desire. He doesn't look like a player who's bored of where he is, who's lost his desire to be the best. He doesn't. He looks really sharp. First game of this, well, I've seen both games, but he just looks bang at it again. So usually you can see players' contentment in the way they play. It wouldn't surprise me if in the next 2 months that deal's done.
Well, they've done every other deal, haven't they, so far this summer?
I think him and
Henderson,
Firmino are the
Fabinho.
two. Firmino's same time, 2023 as well.
Yeah, their contracts run out not this summer, next summer.
Yeah.
Henderson signed a new deal. Fabinho, Becker,
Van Dijk,
Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, Harvey Elliott, they've all done their deals.
Which is great. And I think I don't see Salah being a problem. I remember doing a show a few weeks ago talking about, well, you know, we need to get Henderson signed up. You know, that's going to be a worry if they're not giving him what he wants. It got done. Generally, Liverpool gets stuff done. You don't see many players. You don't have the Arsenal debacle at Liverpool, you know, where players are seeing out the last year of the contract. and then going off to their contenders to help them win the leagues and stuff. That doesn't really happen at Liverpool.
I spoke to Jurgen Klopp after the game against Chelsea, and we were talking about how, you know, lots of people expected them to do a bit of business in the window. They didn't do much. They just got Konate and just secured the futures of others. And he said, look, what you got to remember is that, you know, we won the title, we won the Champions League, we've got a good team, and we want to protect that team. We want to cherish that team, and we want to keep them here for a few more years and build on what we've got. Others might well need to catch up with us, and therefore that's why they're spending a lot more money.
Well, it's always a balancing act, isn't it, between keeping that core happy and everybody on board and bringing in players to improve. The year Liverpool lost out on the last day to City, and they came second on 97 points. That summer they didn't sign anybody of any relevance. They might have a couple of younger players, but they didn't sign anybody to then go on and win the league the next season. But everyone was saying they should have done.
Yeah,
I know you're looking at me thinking, yes, they did.
Did they sign Alisson in that summer?
No, they already had him.
Did they sign Van Dijk in the January before that? Is that what happened?
Earlier than that. Right. That season they got 97 points. Alisson and Van Dijk were there.
We're already there, yeah.
So I'm saying that matter of fact, actually. Now you've got me doubting myself.
I just looked.
I'm pretty sure. But the point I'm making is that you don't always have to sign big name players and lots of them to improve your squad, because also you have to remember some of the players you already have there, and some of them are younger, we know, at Liverpool, are going to come through and improve that squad as well. The other thing you're forgetting is Liverpool did sign Jota, who has improved the front line. They've kept Minamino, who did all right when he went out on loan, who's a good, decent backup. You know, so all right, he might not be what you're looking. You might not be comparing him to what United have got in the front areas as backup. But the front three for Liverpool generally play. Very rarely miss games. Jota's coming in and looking like a goal machine every time he plays. You've got Curtis Jones, who people have forgotten about, who will be back soon, who's a terrific talent. Harvey Elliott's come through. You know, so if you're going to keep buying players, you do restrict those younger ones as well.
Absolutely. So Danny Murphy wouldn't leave Liverpool to go to Paris because Liverpool is his club, but the same Danny Murphy left Liverpool and went to Charlton, says Neil.
Well, that wasn't my choice, you clown. Neil, if I had a choice, do you think I'd have done that? That's what managers do. They get rid of players when you don't want to leave.
Benitez booked him an Uber, and the next thing you knew, he was down at the Valley.
Well, the only thing is I actually could have gone to Everton, but and Tottenham, but I got on well with Curb, so I went to Charlton, but I couldn't have gone. Thankfully, I didn't go Everton,
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.